The Goodyear Tire and Rubber logoParkside Investments LLC raised its position in the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, NASDAQ GT, by 13.6% in the third quarter, according to the company in its most recent filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. The firm owned 94,567 shares of the company's stock, after purchasing an additional 11,342 shares during the period. The Goodyear Tire and Rubber accounts for 1.8% of Parkside Investments LLC's investment portfolio, making the stock its 23rd biggest position. Parkside Investments LLC's holdings in the Goodyear Tire and Rubber were worth $3,144,000 at the end of the most recent quarter. Other large investors have also recently made changes to their positions in the company. Financial Architects Incorporated boosted its holdings in the Goodyear Tire and Rubber by 2.2% in the second quarter. Financial Architects Incorporated now owns 3,546 shares of the company's stock valued at $124,000, after purchasing an additional 75 shares during the period. First Quadrant L P California bought a new position in the Goodyear Tire and Rubber in the second quarter valued at $130,000. Washington Trust Bank boosted its holdings in the Goodyear Tire and Rubber by 46.3% in the second quarter. Washington Trust Bank now owns 3,885 shares of the company's stock valued at $136,000, after purchasing an additional 1,230 shares during the period. Exane Derivatives boosted its holdings in the Goodyear Tire and Rubber by 204,800.0% in the second quarter. Exane Derivatives now owns 4,098 shares of the company's stock valued at $143,000, after purchasing an additional 4,096 shares during the period. Finally, Benjamin F. Edwards & Company Incorporated boosted its holdings in the Goodyear Tire and Rubber by 143.0% in the third quarter. Benjamin F. Edwards & Company Incorporated now owns 4,557 shares of the company's stock valued at $152,000, after purchasing an additional 2,682 shares during the period. 91.93% of the stock is owned by hedge funds and other institutional investors. Shares of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, GT, traded down 8 cents during trading hours on Monday, reaching $29.07. 2,806,800 shares of the company were exchanged, compared to its average volume of 2,910,514. The stock has a market cap of $7,160, a P/E ratio of 9.38, a PEG ratio of 0.81, and a beta of 1.51. The Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company has a one-year low of $28.81 and a one-year high of $37.20. The company has a debt-to-equity ratio of 1.12, a quick ratio of 0.76, and a current ratio of 1.37. The Goodyear Tire and Rubber, NASDAQ GT, last issued its earnings results on Friday, October 27. The company reported 70 cents EPS for the quarter, topping analysts' consensus estimates of 67 cents by 3 cents. The company had revenue of $3.92 billion for the quarter, compared to analysts' expectations of $3.91 billion. The Goodyear Tire and Rubber had a net margin of 6.67% and a return on equity of 15.88%. The firm's revenue was up 1.9% compared to the same quarter last year. During the same quarter last year, the company earned $1.17 EPS. Equities research analysts predict that the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company will post 2.88 EPS for the current fiscal year. The firm also recently announced a quarterly dividend, which will be paid on Friday, December 1. Investors of record on Wednesday, November 1, will be given a 14-cent dividend. This represents a 56-cent dividend on an annualized basis and a yield of 1.93%. The ex-dividend date is Tuesday, October 31. This is a boost from the Goodyear Tire and Rubber's previous quarterly dividend of 10 cents. The Goodyear Tire and Rubber's dividend payout ratio, DPR, is presently 14.47%. Several research analysts have commented on the stock. Bidisk Club downgraded shares of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber from a hold rating to a sell rating in a report on Friday, November 3. Guggenheim downgraded shares of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber from a buy rating to a neutral rating and set a $39 price objective for the company. In a report on Wednesday, November 1, Zacks Investment Research downgraded shares of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber from a buy rating to a hold rating in a report on Tuesday, October 31. J.P. Morgan Chase & Company dropped their price objective on shares of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber from $40 to $38 and set an overweight rating for the company in a report on Monday, October 30. Finally, Citigroup Incorporated downgraded shares of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber from a buy rating to a neutral rating and dropped their price objective for the stock from $38 to $36 in a report on Monday, October 30. One investment analyst has rated the stock with a sell rating, 6 have given a hold rating and 7 have given a buy rating to the stock. The company presently has a consensus rating of hold and a consensus price target of $37.55. In related news, SVP Jean-Claude Kin sold 7,500 shares of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber stock in a transaction on Wednesday, November 1. The shares were sold at an average price of $30.53 for a total value of $228,975. Following the transaction, the senior vice president now owns 59,348 shares in the company, valued at approximately $1,811,894.44. The sale was disclosed in a filing with the SEC, which is available through the SEC website. In the last quarter, insiders sold 23,001 shares of company stock worth $736,841. 1.40% of the stock is owned by corporate insiders. The Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company profile. The Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company is a manufacturer of tires. The company operates through 3 segments. The Americas segment develops, manufactures, distributes and sells tires and related products and services in North, Central and South America, and sells tires to various export markets. The Americas segment manufactures and sells tires for automobiles, trucks, buses, earth-moving, mining and industrial equipment, aircraft and for various other applications.